Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show. Welcome to my show. Well, during this pandemic, never has it been more important than to reach your audience. People are discovering that as they're locking in. And so are advertisers. Their view on how to reach people has completely changed. And to talk about that, Dean Gray, he is the founder of Skylab. Thanks for being on the show, Dean.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Okay, now tell people why having 1,000 or 10,000 fans on Facebook doesn't necessarily mean you're engaging people.
Great question. Well, first, people are starting to realize that small tribes are worth big money and value if you have them on your own app, not just on social media. So a lot of people are learning to move that community to something where they can have more control, they can shape the behaviors and engage with sponsors in the way they want. But to your question specifically, just because you have 10,000 people following you, the question is, why are they following you? Are they following you because they just think you're cute, or you're a train wreck, or they check in because it's they want to know what debauchery you're up to? But there's a group of people now that are starting to be followed because they respect you for something, and you've got knowledge or insight in an industry. And when you've got a following of people that want your information, that's the difference. That's how people are engaging. And so you want to be able to take the invisible actions that they're doing and make it traceable so you can see that what you're teaching is actually getting results.
And that's powerful, because we've all seen people who might have 100,000 fans, but they say something and there's no comments, there's no likes. That's not an engaged audience. So how does Skylab change that narrative?
So great question. As an example, we have with all the apps, when you teach something like a wonderful keynote, you might talk about a topic like gut health, or making a difference in children, or offsetting acts of aggression, or high school shootings, or any type of topic. That's what we call educating people. Is I know something, but I know something is not I am. And I am is where, now that I've learned it, where do I go take actions every day to prove I'm becoming what you just taught me? And most people who are trying to educate, they're trapped in the I teaching you what you know, but there's no way to track what their people are becoming. And that's what we do by having actions you take. It shows up on a wall, and then everyone's cheering you on for becoming what you just learned. And we learned that from Instagram. We all know that kids are addicted to doing things if they get likes. Well, let's get addicted to becoming better human beings.
I love that. So kind of walk us through, and we've got some video of your app. You've got gamification, you've got chat and different ways to communicate. Kind of walk us through the platform.
Sure. Well, so with the platform right now, it really breaks into the basic skill set that you need if you're going to take something you have and grow it bigger. And that is, you want people to be able to talk to you. They want to follow channels. So talk to me, follow me. Then you want to be able to give them certain behaviors to do that are relevant to your tribe or community. And we call that value reinforcement systems, and VRS. And it's far more effective than gamification. Gamification is something that's done to you without you knowing. VRS is something that you choose to grab the steering wheel and say, wait a minute, if I'm going to get addicted to something, let's make it the right things. So talk to me, follow me, engage with me with the behaviors that we all agree with. And then complete some courses, the LMS training system inside of it. So those are the core features that you need to grow a community. And you don't have that on Facebook groups or Instagram.
So walk me through this. If I was, say, a personal trainer and I wanted to have my own app to engage my people who I'm working out remotely now because of social distancing, how would you gamify that? What would you do for a personal trainer?
That's a great question. So anyone that's in the coaching industry, a trainer, a thought leader, anyone who's coaching a community, again, what we do is we sit down with the client and we figure out, well, what are the behaviors that your people are already doing that you want to reinforce? And then what are the behaviors that they're not doing that you want to drive their attention to? And also, how do you make the invisible visible? We call it traceable transparency. As a trainer, I know what you're doing when you come to my location. What I don't know is what you're doing 90% of the time when you're not here. So we work with the client to figure that out. And then they're going to have certain channels where you want to curate. Like if I'm already coaching you, well, you probably want to know about gut health. You probably want to know about hormones. And people are looking for trust agents today, where I can Google anything, but we don't trust it. So if I'm following a fitness trainer, I'm asking for them to curate the things for me to save me time. So the trainer's looking to save time and curate for trust.
I think that's brilliant, and you're also doing your part for the folks here during the pandemic. Explain this special initiative.
Same way WordPress made websites easy, we're able to launch your social network, like your own Facebook overnight just for you at a fraction of the cost. Well, that's what we do for our clients normally. But with this situation, we realized, wait a minute, the government has been asking for the private sector to step forward and help out because they're overwhelmed. And people are doing great jobs with making masks and hand sanitizers. But no one has stepped forward to try to help shape the behaviors and reward the people who are staying home. So we realized that we had that sitting here. And we thought, well, we should donate this. So I contacted a giant artificial intelligence company named Circle. And then we contacted AWS, Amazon Web Services, and said, if I donate the platform, would you guys donate the AI and the servers? And they agreed. And it was a huge deal because these are big companies. So Do Your Part is a website people can go to, and also an app that they can download. Hashtag Do Your Part on Apple or Google. And the concept is simple. We already know you're probably doing your part, but no one knows. It's invisible. So there's a hero inside all of us. And if you're staying home and washing your hands or social distancing or reaching out to a loved one and helping people not freak out during this time, we'd love to highlight you. So, because everyone's saying, please stay home and do your part. Great. Well, let's recognize that. And so that's what we launched it for. And we're donating it to city officials, governments. It's really a rapid response app that we can use for COVID-19, but it can be used for anything in the future.
Wow. Amazing. Well, I know that there's at least two websites that we should mention. Go ahead and plug them both.
Sure. The first one is skylab.world. And that's the website where if you want to learn to have your own miniature social network or your own app, we can do that very quickly for you. That's Skylab. The other one is doyourpart.com. And it's do your part with dashes in there. And that's the doyourpart.com website. Or you can download the app, as I mentioned, hashtag doyourpart on Google or Apple. And then you can go in there and start doing it. And what we're looking for is right now, big companies are coming on board and they're offering prizes for people who are staying home, winning their 1 week badge, their 2 week badge. And we're also having influencers now come in and go, you know, we'd love to give a shout out because they'd love to recognize the general public for doing what they need to do, but we don't know what they're doing. Now you can.
Amazing. Well, thank you for your service and how you're changing the way people engage their tribe. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.